Cheers.
All right. Cheers.
Cheers.
Yes.
Cheers.
And
Welcome
happy
into
Kwanzaa.
another edition of Road Trippin. To my right is Richard Jefferson. I'm Allie Clifton, of course. And for the
Why are you,
first
of course?
time, I'm always, of course, you know that. And for the first time, not just on Road Tripping, but ever to the podcast game, Richard. Can you
Yes.
believe it? The Hall of Famer, big game.
My first time ever
James Worthy.
on a set of a podcast. I think I may have called in maybe, but that doesn't count.
That doesn't count.
That
If
doesn't
you're not
count.
here,
So we're right here.
Yeah.
It's my first time.
yeah, we're locked in.
Richard is not a fan of call-ins.
No. We have I've called in one time. We were fortunate enough to get Dr. J, and I was like, yo, I can't not talk to Dr. J.
Yeah.
And so, I called in on that one. But that was only it. I like to interact. I like to look people in their eyes.
Geeter tried to get me to call in.
Yeah,
but
Geeter,
I was
yeah.
like, nah,
I'm
call
good.
in.
I'm
Just-
good.
We'll get it done face to face eventually.
Yeah, eventually.
Here we
and
are.
here we are on our Road Tripping set at Spectrum SportsNet studio. And big game, everyone keeps giving you for being here on an off day.
Yes.
Which is love. Thank you.
Yeah.
I do understand the meaning of team and teamwork and building that. They don't understand that around here. But I do a lot of that, undercover.
Yeah.
I don't get paid for it or anything. I just I keep the morale going. So I know this is critical.
Yeah.
Here you are enjoying sunshine in California, whereas you would be in Cleveland and you'd be freezing.
20-degree weather.
So, I owe you this one.
Just one.
To come in and hang out with you, Al. And, my man Jay over here.
I appreciate
You
it.
don't owe me anything. Let's just get that straight. But we are glad that you're here. You came straight off of the golf course.
Yes.
How you really start all your days.
I do.
That's
You've
good
heard.
life. That's good life.
Heard.
I'm not that good, but I love playing,
Yeah.
Yeah.
You see a few deer out there. You get a par, a bogey every now and then, but
Well, they say golf is like sex. It's one of the few things
Golf
you
is
don't.
like what? Excuse
It's
me?
like sex, where you don't have to be good at it to enjoy it.
I played with Byron Scott today.
Oh,
and
B-Ski?
yeah, B Scott's really good.
How's
He
B-Ski?
kicked my
Did he?
all the time. And I
B-Ski-
kind of introduced him to the game.
Yeah.
I started playing before he did. So Byron's good. D. Fisher's picking up the game. Play with him sometime. But I played with a lot of guys, that I enjoy playing with. And so it's just nice to go out and fellowship, and you get to talk for 4 hours and, tell a few lies. And so it's a lot of fun. Yeah, just a few.
Just a few. But see, it's good though when you're playing with a friend like B-Ski, where it's like he knows when you're lying, but it still just
Exactly.
makes it fun, right? That's how
Yeah,
you can only
but
tell the truth.
he enhances my lie, so he knows to build on, so he's been around me long enough to know. But
that's
it's
really-
especially playing with somebody like Byron who takes the game very seriously, and you're out there and we reminisce. We were talking about Celtic rivalries today, and old stories that we used to tell on the back of the bus. And
Next
it's
time
kinda
you
cool.
see him, please don't tell him I said hi.
Don't tell him. Okay, all right. I'll say
I love my
Jefferson
B.
says.
Oh, that's my
Not
guy.
hello.
No, I love. Had him. Obviously, he drafted me. That was my mentor growing up, being born here in LA, growing up a Laker fan, and all of a sudden Byron Scott's my head coach. It was a bit of a whirlwind, but no. I love
Tough
him.
coach too, man.
Oh.
Old school.
Oh, he's
Yeah.
I got baptized. At Arizona, Arizona's run and gun. We just have a little bit of fun, but.
Did he hold the fact that you went to Arizona, he went to Arizona State?
Well,
Did
because
he hold that against-
I used to talk and be like, yo, I never lost to Arizona State. I told them, no, I'm from Phoenix. Said no. He's like, well, I never lost to Arizona. And I was like, look, man, we're not going tit for tat here. It's
Gotcha.
okay. But no, that was my guy. But
Tit for tat.
tit for tat.
Can we dive into some of the Celtic-Laker rivalries? Because I'm just going to be honest. Obviously, I was born in '88, so I missed a lot.
Thank you, Al.
I missed a lot of the rivalry.
disapproval that
but
he just
here's what I'm
looked at
gonna
you with.
say is now I'm seeing the Cavs Warriors, the LeBron Warrior, that kind of basketball. And so now since I've been here, I'll listen to your stories. The other day we had Robert Orion, and he and you were going back and forth. I've heard you talk about the Celtics in the
Yes.
kindest form. Can you educate me a little bit?
I'll try.
This is long form.
Believe
Take your
it or
time.
not, I used to be a Celtic fan
Really?
way back in the JoJo White. You'll have to Google these names. JoJo White, Paul Silas days. The Celtics were extremely popular. They were like the only team that you would see on TV, and they were extremely successful. John Havlicek, And of course, I didn't see Bill Russell, but you heard the stories. And so fast forward to like 1979, 80, the NBA really didn't have a great image, didn't have a huge television contract, and there was a lot of transition from the ABA league, which was very colorful, got a lot. Dr. J started in the NBA, a lot of players, all the best players. So all of a sudden, the history came alive again with Magic and Bird, okay? The Celtics dominated the Lakers in the 60s. I think they won like 7 championships against Jerry West and Wilt Chamberlain, Elgin Baylor. They could never beat the Celtics. It was like a curse. Jerry West never went back to Boston to see us play all the years that we played in the 80s. So when Bird and Magic came into the league, Commissioner Stern realized that that was a magical, rivalry right there, and it could be conjured up again. So Bird on the East Coast, blue collar, fundamental, everybody was used to that, versus Magic on the West Coast, which was like Showtime, fast break. People didn't really accept that style yet, but Commissioner Stern saw that. And he also consummated a huge television contract with CBS at the time. So the NBA started to emerge, and you started to see it. And he had these 2 players, Larry Bird and Magic Johnson. So my rookie year, we played the Celtics 4 times in preseason.
God.
And they were like playoff games. I didn't really understand it.
Yeah.
It was like crazy. I was like, it feels like, a boxing match in October. So that's when it began to build up again. Magic and Bird, and we finally met.
So your guys' style was closer to the ABA style.
It was closer
to ABA,
style.
a lot closer, like up and down,
Yes.
run and gun, first open shot, take it, know your shot as a player.
Yes.
If you know your shot, then you can take it 100 times out of 100 times, right? But just kind of know your shot and just go up and down. They were more traditional, older, kind of very classic NBA.
And at the same time, Boston was
Great.
Lily White.
Yeah.
And the history of Boston, if you go back to the busing,
Yeah.
you go back to the 60s, the history there of racism and a lot of history there with the civil rights movement and all that. I've talked to Bill Russell, and he can tell you some incredible stories about living there.
Yeah.
And he won 11 championships there. So all that was going on. West Coast, with liberal, Tupac-ing and Snoop Dogging. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Even though we had Kareem, who played for John Wooden.
Yeah.
You can't get any more fundamental than that.
Yeah.
Jamal Wilkes played for John Wooden. You can't get any more fundamental than that. Pat Riley played for Adolph Rupp, who didn't believe in having black players on the team, okay? So we had all the fundamentals. Mitch Kupchak played for Dean Smith. I played for Dean Smith. So it wasn't like we didn't know how to play that style. We all came from that. But then there was one player named Magic Johnson who's changed the whole idea and concept of how to play with a fast pace and Showtime. We all adapted that. So that rivalry built up.
Up next on Road Trippin.
But every time he says that Kobe Bryant is the greatest Laker, it pisses me off so much. Can I say something that pisses me off about Magic Johnson? Can I just say something?
Oh.
Let me just say it right now.
Makes too much money. He's got too much money.
Well, all that stuff too. But every time he says that Kobe Bryant is the greatest Laker, it pisses me off so much. And not out of respect, and I get it, like that's a respect thing, but my thing just watching him is like Kobe is top 5, top 7, wherever you want to put him, argument for greatest of all time. But Magic changed the game.
The ball to Scott, down the middle of Magic, right side to Scott, slam dunk. It's a 4-on-3, Magic the middle man, dribble behind the back, all the way, lay it off. Underneath Worthy, scores!
Magic down the middle, just what I thought. A hook shot at 12. Good!
Magic was a part of the group, you know, you included, Lakers, Celtics, and then MJ. Everyone talks about how he really changed the game, the how accessible it was, how he helped create Showtime and playing up and down, the 6'9" point guard, all the but it was like, yo, like Kobe never changed the game. The game, Kobe carried the game. Kobe was important to the success of the NBA, but like Magic changed the game. And so I just, every time he says it, I wonder a little bit if he's just.
He's very humble, and he's a great salesman.
He's a great salesman.
Even before Kobe became great and dominant, I would always say, and they would ask me, who would you pick if you had to pick one player? Michael Jordan was a freshman.
Yeah.
My junior year at Carolina, I played with Kareem, who I think is the greatest player that ever played the game.
Okay.
But if I had to choose one player, I would choose Magic. And here's why. Because he enhances everybody 3 times
Their
more than
natural
you could
ability,
ever.
yeah.
So other point guards enhance players around them. Magic takes it to another level. He wills stuff. He wills games, and he monitors players, and he makes sure that they're in there. Mm-hmm. And then when he has to perform, he's done it. His rookie year, you know, when Kareem was hurt, he was MVP. He played center. He's done it all. Wow. He's a winner, and so
that's why it pisses me off.
You
when he says
can scores, you can have defensive players, but when you need that guy who can will stuff, and that's what he does. That's why I would choose him. Now, Kobe's a great scorer. I don't know if he enhances people around him like Magic does. Magic can do both. Yeah. You remember when you had visits in college? How many did you have? 4 or 6?
We were able to take 5. I took one. I took one and went to Arizona. Me and Luke Walton actually went on our visit together. Okay. And we saw enough, and we were like, okay.
We had 6. I took 4, just you know, because it's
free trip.
I knew damn well that I was not going to Michigan State. Yeah. Too damn cold, 44,000, you know, student population on campus. But I heard about Magic Johnson, and I had never heard of a 6'9" point guard. And television wasn't big that time. We were not getting a lot of Big Ten. That's the only reason I went. I had to meet him. And I saw him, man. He had a big afro like the Jackson 5, and he was driving a big deuce and a quarter, 225.
225?
And he was lean. I was sitting in the passenger seat. I thought I was his date. He was leaning over like this,
smiling, just talking to you, huh?
Yeah, he said, yeah, if you come to Michigan State, you know, yeah, it'd be me and you next year. I said, Magic, I already heard you're leaving after this year. But I had to come and meet him. So he's that type of player.
Yeah, when you're taking visits just to go meet a guy, that says something. Yeah, no. Magic, and that was the thing. It's like, okay, if my one thing that I hate him most is that he's too humble, right? Because every time those things come out, and I'm just like, Magic.
Had he not played, when you met him, you're just like, damn, his personality just bounces off of you. Yeah. Had he not played basketball, he was going to do something.
Yeah, something, be successful.
Which is indicative of what he's done his post-career. That's who he is.
I was going to ask you what players from today, too, if you could play back during your time, but along this line first. When I did a one-on-one with Magic at the beginning of the season, we were talking about LeBron, and he actually admitted at that time that he saw a lot of himself in LeBron. Mm-hmm. Do you see that, given what you just mentioned?
There's some similarities.
Yeah.
Of how, if you look at what LeBron has done since high school, man, this guy's been everything. He's been a general manager. He's been an MVP. He's been with the same lady since high school.
Yeah, I've been traded by Bron, so I know what you mean.
You know,
what? They traded me so D Wade can come. Hey. I was the last one. D Wade, his best friend, showed up. I got traded by Bron.
If someone says I got traded for LeBron, dude, that's...
No, traded by LeBron.
Oh, by LeBron. Okay. So,
for D Wade. Same thing.
Even that's got to be better than getting traded by just anybody else.
Anybody else, yeah. I've been traded by some bums, too, now. So.
But he's really encountered the business of the NBA like I said, he's married to the same lady. He's a great dad. He's conscious about what's going on in society. And I do see a lot of Magic in here. They're very similar. They have a plan. They win year in and year out. What he's done to be able to get to the finals every year, to Cleveland, to Miami, back to Cleveland, now to LA, which I think is going to be his biggest challenge. He understands where he is as a person and as an athlete, and what business he is. He's a CEO. He looks at it like he's a CFO, CEO, and he is the captain of his business. And on the floor is where he takes care of business, and everything else is, it's like a bonus for him.
Byproduct of that.
Yeah, he's just like Magic. He knows how to, relate to people. He knows how to, talk to the media. He's conscious of what's going on around him. He's a great humanitarian. He knows how to use his platform to give back. So he's thought about it, and it's not by accident.
What are your thoughts? Because I really feel like correct me if I'm wrong, but that 70s generation, I don't know, 70s, 80s generation, 90s generation, when it came to like social issues, right? Like you guys were very, hey, we're just trying to grow this game,
yeah,
right? And it was, thank God, because the position that I'm in, the position that Bron is in, Kobe, all of us, we can thank you guys. I remember as a kid watching all the Laker games and the Celtics games, and I remember hearing stories about how the games were tape delayed. Finals games were tape delayed.
That's so crazy.
Now it's like 40 nights of NBA basketball, 40 games and 40 nights. It's like 40 games, 5 games on Christmas. And it was like, yo, in our lifetime, in my lifetime, I was born in 1980. I know I was right there, but it was like games were tape delayed. So just to see it in really a generation and a half, to go from the league being really kind of on thin ice to being as successful as it is when I look at the social issues on this side, I felt like that generation, your generation, the 90s generation, really kind of only focused on basketball. And I know there's the whole more than an athlete this, and I'm not trying to get into a political conversation, but was that something like when you guys saw things happening, or you guys, like, look, I grew up, I was born here in South Central LA in the middle of the crack epidemic. That's why we moved to Phoenix. Like, you guys saw that. Like, you guys were the biggest show in the world, the Showtime Lakers, but right down the street, like my grandmother lives in Inglewood, right down the street, it is the most horrific thing going on inside of the community. Just gangs, drugs, murders every single night. Like, what were the conversations that were being had by you guys, knowing that your people right down the street were dying for your jersey or your shoes, or like, what were those conversations like?
I think we came out of like the Watch riots as a young man growing up, seeing like Jim Brown and activists like that. I don't think in the 70s and 80s as a whole that we were as sophisticated and as were more open-minded as the players are today. I think a lot of us were afraid to speak out publicly as much for what we may think we might lose. I think it was a tighter grip on athletes being outspoken as much. I remember seeing the '68 Olympics. And I remember, OJ not being outspoken at all. And I remember playing with MJ, and MJ wasn't as, because I think people were in a position of gaining, and they were afraid to lose. Maybe they would do something consciously. I've always done stuff in the neighborhood and try to be conscious of the neighborhood, but I think you're absolutely right. We were focused on the game and tried to gain as much there so that we may have a voice. But I wish we had been a little bit more vocal about things. And we were in the neighborhood. We were in Inglewood. We were in Compton. I did camps in Compton. I've been with gangs. So it wasn't that we weren't active in the neighborhood. I just wish we were more vocal. Like you see LeBron being more vocal now. And I think social media has a lot to do with that. You have a little bit more freedom to be. But I think society as a whole is speaking out more now. So it's a lot easier.
Do you tie the two together? as to Richard's point, you guys starting that for this generation to now take it one step further?
I think we had some strong evidence. We had Kareem Abdul-Jabbar, who's a great activist, Bill Walton, guys like that who spoke out. Steve Kerr played in the 90s, and you see him speaking out now. So I think there was a platform built even before us. We had guys like Oscar Robertson and guys like that who spoke out.
Even Muhammad Ali.
Ali. So we had examples to follow, but I just think me personally, would have pushed the envelope a little bit more instead of laying back trying to be safe.
So what I hear from that is you are, and I don't want to put words on you, but I feel like you're kind of happy that athletes today are speaking out.
Yes.
Yeah, proud.
Yes, very, very much so, because the platform is bigger. The social media is giving them a bigger voice, and I think younger generation are more aware. As back in the 70s and 80s, a lot of people would just say the only people that can speak out for you would be someone who had was popular, an actor, an athlete. Now that's not the case.
Yeah.
It's everybody now.
Up next on Road Trippin'. If there is a hair in your food at a restaurant, do you return it?
Do I return the hair?
Allie has some questions that she wants to ask you.
We do some rapid fire things every once in a while.
Rapid
We
fire.
refilled your wine too. For all the people that are just
I
listening
think
and don't.
wine is part of the podcast.
You know, it is
Get the
It
truth out.
Yeah. It's called the Truth Juice.
Literally.
Yeah.
We started with a lot of truth, if you guys don't remember.
You had a good
No,
choice.
what was?
Do you want me to say it?
Yeah.
No. All right, we ready for this?
Yeah, I dared her. She
So
didn't wanna-
basically, I'm going to ask you two things, and you tell me which you prefer.
Okay.
And it's as quickly as you can.
All right.
All right. Texting or talking? Big game. Which
Talking.
do you prefer? Cake or pie?
Cake.
Radio or playlist?
Radio.
Oh. Would you rather climb a mountain or jump from a plane?
Climb a mountain.
Have you ever jumped from a plane?
Never will do.
Good. Thank you.
You will?
Never will.
Oh, never will
Yeah.
do. Kobe or LeBron?
Kobe.
Hamburger or taco?
Hamburger.
Scotch or bourbon?
Bourbon.
Pancakes or waffles?
Waffle.
Wait, how are you gonna say bourbon? I got you Scotch. Johnny Walker's a Scotch.
What
Geez, I could have brought you bourbon.
What
Scotch or bourbon?
Would you prefer
I
Scotch or
could have
bourbon?
got you. Yeah, the Johnny Walker.
quick.
Yeah, it was quick. It was quick.
Salt and vinegar or sour cream and onion chips?
Sour cream and onion.
Chargers or Rams?
Rams.
If there is a spider in your house, do you kill it or do you set it free?
I'll leave it alone. Unless it's something I can identify as dangerous, then I kill it. But I don't know how to identify them. So I think there's always a purpose.
Yeah.
So they're there for something. They're killing something, an ant or something.
Yeah.
Wait, so you don't even set it, like you don't actually take it out of your home, you just let it keep crawling around your
If
home?
it's in your bedroom or somewhere, you kind of get rid of it. But
Okay.
I don't believe in stepping on them.
Well, that's kind of you. Pineapple on pizza, yes or no?
No.
Oh,
We're on
Richard.
board.
That's
Now
some
you-
Hawaiian style. right
No,
there?
just pineapple
No,
and just
no
in general
pineapple.
as a topping.
It's actually like a debate that goes on.
Yeah.
Yeah. Is cereal a soup, Davo? Is cereal a soup?
No.
Thank you.
It's not a soup.
That's Siri.
Yeah, Siri said hello. No, someone tried to argue with me on this online. They were like, "Is cereal a soup?" Because it's like, is a hot dog a sandwich?
No.
Well, hot dog is a sandwich, isn't it?
No.
Between
It's a hot
pieces
dog.
of bread.
What do you mean it's a hot dog? Like that doesn't. You gotta classify your argument.
It's a hot dog.
I thought any piece of meat between a bread I classify as a sandwich. It's like you call a sub, it's still a sandwich, or a hot dog is a hot dog, it's still a sandwich.
So a hot dog is a sandwich.
But cereal is not a soup.
No.
No,
Okay, so what
exactly.
constitutes a
Because
soup?
cereal is cold, soup is warm.
You can have
You
cold
can,
soup.
I
Yes, you
know
can.
you can, I
tell.
know.
That's
A
why.
soup?
Yeah.
Sour Patch Kids or Swedish Fish?
Say it again.
Sour Patch Kids or Swedish Fish? The candy?
The candy.
You know what that is.
Yeah, there we go. He's not a sweet
amazing.
man. I don't even know what that is.
That's some now-laters or something.
Yeah.
Now and later.
Yeah.
If there is a hair in your food at a restaurant, do you return it?
Do I return the hair?
The food.
Depends on how far deep you in. How far
I
into.
don't. I mean, if it's how big is the hair, or where does the hair come from?
Yeah.
If it's a pubic hair, it's going back.
Knew we were going there.
Yeah.
But see, yeah.
If it's,
I have a filter. I just realized I do have a filter, ladies and gentlemen. I have a filter.
Cardio or weights?
Cardio.
Cardio?
Yeah. My age.
Up next on Road Trippin'.
Now I go back to my
best
gate.
part.
As I'm opening the gate, I hear a little honk. Now I'm like, dude, don't be honking in my name. It's 12:30.
Yeah. You live in a predominantly white
Yeah, come on.
neighborhood. You got to be careful.
At what age did you first watch Crimson Tide?
When it first came out as a kid. Like, well, you understand, like, you know, growing up in my household, if Denzel came out with a movie, like that was the movie that you had to go see. He was the number one, you know, black actor. You got to go support him. Doesn't matter if you were 12 years old and you had to go watch Glory, and it was just like, geez, this is.
I believe he was on Saint Elsewhere, if I'm not mistaken.
But then you had Malcolm X. He did Hurricane.
Yes.
He's done so many.
Philadelphia
like,
with Tom Hanks was his breakout.
Yeah, so that's what I'm saying. So
Do
he's done so many things that, like, in a black household, like now people probably associate a little bit more with Will Smith. He's done more of a crossover. But like in the 90s, late 80s, 90s, early 2000s, like if Denzel came out with a movie, you had a cultural obligation.
As far as Oscar winners, you know, it was Sidney Poitier, and then Sidney Poitier said, "Here, Denzel, take it," and
he
then
took it.
Ran with it. Yeah.
Do you have a relationship with him?
Pauletta, his wife, is from North Carolina.
Oh.
I've had dinner at Denzel's house once, my rookie year.
Don't look at me like, are you jealous?
I think it was my second year, and it was really cool. Got
What
to
was
meet.
that like?
It was just, you know, he was still just really
He's trying
starting
to get it.
out.
He's trying to get it there.
He was just still trying to get his thing. He was living out in Glendale, I believe, and Pauletta was from North Carolina. And she's an interesting story because she's a concert pianist. You know, she was at the School of Juilliard, and she gave up a lot to give to Denzel so that he could pursue his career.
Do you know where she's from? Do you know the name of Van Wert?
Well, she's Midwest
That
country.
is the name, Van Wert.
She's Midwest
I thought
country. I'm like
country.
road country. We used to burn our trash at the end of the road.
Oh, we have that.
Yeah.
You can go put the trash in the barrel. Burn barrel.
Didn't
It's
see a
called the burn
grocery
barrel.
store, man. You didn't go to the grocery store for nothing, man. My grandfather had it all out there.
Really?
Yeah.
You grew
You
it
grew
all.
up like
Good
on,
living.
like around a farm.
Around
like
the farm,
animals.
yeah. You know, get the eggs in the morning, you know, corn and garden year
Have you
round.
ever had
Yeah.
a hog roast?
No.
Been to a hog roast?
We call it pig picking, I think,
Pig
where you put it
picking?
under the ground and roast it on the ground kind of thing.
I've seen that.
Yeah. That's
I haven't
what
seen
we
that
do.
one. I've just seen
You're
it on the
talking the
actual.
turn,
yeah,
like
the
the turn.
turn.
Slow turn. Yeah, we see
Yeah.
that too, above ground. Yeah. Full
Can
pig.
you cook? Can you throw down?
I don't cook like that, but I can cook, you know, not for
You
a
can
lot
cook
of
for
people.
survival.
I can cook for me, and it tastes good, too. Lately, I've been cooking out of the Dr. Oz book for about the last 7 years, trying to be a little more healthy. Of course, you come from the South, you know, it's all like fried.
Yeah.
So I had to move away from that.
There ain't nothing wrong with fried food.
Every now and then, on your
now and
cheat day, you can have some fried something, but you don't want too much of that.
After the holiday party, we had back-to-back games, and we all needed some.
We had it all.
Yeah.
Tell me more about this holiday party, because I saw some clips online of Geeter.
Is Geeter allowed to come in here and
Yeah.
give us a little?
Well, Geeter is the ultimate host
So
and
she
MC.
she didn't
for
know about
those who
Geeter.
for those who are listening on the
Yes.
audio side, Geeter is the one
Yes.
that co-hosted with Richard last summer.
Yes.
Road Tripping 2 summers ago.
Yes.
Continue. He also works with us here at Spectrum SportsNet.
Yes.
Yes. Well,
is the main.
she didn't know about Geeter and like his history of volleyball and
I
like
had
him
no
calling the AVP, him just emceeing weddings. And so she hears about him. I was like, oh yeah, no, like Geeter is not Geeter because he's Chris McGee in this studio and you see a little bit of Geeter.
Yes.
The Geeter comes out in the volleyball
Yes.
world and emceeing weddings and at parties. That's Geeter that you
First
saw.
of all, and I only know Geeter as Geeter. So the other night you weren't here. You were visiting your daughters for Christmas, but we had our airdrops on.
Yeah.
And I was like, who is Christopher? And I
Oh
was like,
yeah.
oh,
Christopher.
it's Geeter. That's
I
right.
didn't know his name for 10 years after knowing him.
Yo, when he was emceeing that holiday party,
Yeah.
oh my gosh, I think he's. I thought I heard him come in.
Yeah.
Drops the F-bomb
He
better than
dropped-
anybody. Like maybe 60 times?
Like casually.
Yeah. Honestly, it's like when it comes to like the F-bomb, it's like him, Andrew Dice Clay. Who else is there that's up there with dropping the F-bomb as good as Geeter is?
It was impressive.
You have to be able to
kept
drop
the party
it.
going.
If
Yeah,
you can
you
drop
can't
it
just say
50
it.
times and get away with it, it's perfect.
Yeah.
Human
Yeah.
resources was there. They're like, oh, it's so funny.
Yeah.
I think
He's a natural.
I wish he was in here right now because he had that great story where he paid the cab driver in fake money.
Fake money.
Oh, wow.
They were
Yeah.
playing Monopoly or something earlier.
No,
and
it was Rain. Rain was performing karaoke, remember? And they brought out the
Oh,
rain
yes,
machine.
yes.
And they were spraying with fake dollars. And so Geeter decided he tells the story so well. I really wish he would
I
come
got
in
you.
here.
So basically what Geeter does is Geeter takes
Picks
the
all the
money,
money?
puts the money in, he's playing around like, yeah, I'm getting rich.
Yeah.
He, as a responsible American, he's had one or two drinks.
Great twist, great spin.
As a one or two drinks, and as a responsible American, he calls a cab.
That's right.
So he calls a cab, he gets out, and he's like, all right, here you go, sir, here you go. Gives him 20, right? Doesn't live too far from here, lives in Manhattan Beach. Yes. He's listening.
Mike?
Trying to give
Geeter
fake
is
money
here.
to an Uber
Just sit
driver.
there.
already told
No,
me?
just sit
No.
there. Sit there. Sit
Yeah,
there.
sit
there
here.
and tell the story.
Do
Oh,
you
wow.
need a drink, a glass?
By
Here,
the
just
way,
take the rest of
Do
the
you have
bottle.
another-
Isn't it kind of rules?
the podcast is getting ready to get really interesting.
Yes, it is. Yes, it is. Hold on. I'm act up.
You were talking about the holiday party.
The holiday party and how
I am seeing-
phenomenal
Which
you
is
are
great.
at emceeing.
Listen,
Yeah, she didn't.
And kudos to Spectrum, because I know
Yeah.
a lot of people canceled holiday parties, right? They're not the most in vogue thing right now.
Yeah.
Because some people don't know how to act responsibly, right?
Yeah, that's true.
You are not one of those people.
No, we do.
Soho
And,
Yoga had their holiday
and
party.
listen, I might, always when I MC events or whether it's officiating a wedding, you see that line and your job is to go to that line.
Go to that line.
And on occasion, you step over it. But that's, so sometimes you might fail.
Geeter,
and
tell
get a
us the
little-
damn
you got
story.
spoiled.
Will
Okay,
you
so-
tell us the damn story?
So that night,
Sounds like you.
at the holiday party, there was
why we're friends.
there was a karaoke contest,
Yes.
which I was emceeing. The young woman who won the contest, Rain,
Amazing.
is one of the greatest people on the planet, the nicest young lady you're ever going to meet.
Right.
So while she was doing her song, a couple of the guys went out there and they were shooting out this money machine to make it rain.
Yeah.
Fake bills.
Yeah.
So we were just having a great time dancing. She wins the contest. You're cleaning up, whatever. Maybe I put a couple in my pocket. I don't know. Fast forward 4.5, 5 hours later.
Yeah.
We are at Shellback in Manhattan Beach.
As you should be.
Round of Fantas going
Fantas,
on.
Fantas.
She calls it Fantas because I don't know. Yeah.
Don't you want that?
So
You want that?
I took my last Fanta shot, RJ, and it was at that moment, being the veteran that I am, at my age,
Yeah.
and looking around the room, and I said, "It's time.
It's time.
It's time to get out." Sometimes you just gotta get out.
And Big Game had been gone.
And
How-
Big Game
how
was
long?
already gone.
But Big Game was there.
Big Game
and
was
he
there.
showed
And see,
up.
that's where I normally go Black Irish, and I just disappear. Like you don't ever see me going. But you probably
Totally.
probably told people
No.
why.
No.
No.
He
went
pulled
Black
you,
Irish, you
Irish
went-
exit.
No, because then it's like, boom, drop, see the door. You know what I'm talking about, a Shellback Rich. It's like straight ahead,
Yeah.
gone.
Yeah.
And I could hear the Geeter, and it just gone.
Yeah.
Didn't even wave goodbye.
He'll be back. He'll be back. He'll be back.
It was like the Lord put the cab there. I mean, it wasn't an Uber. I walked out, there was a yellow taxi cab 2 feet out the door.
Yeah.
At Shellback.
Always a cab sitting
I don't know,
there.
it was there waiting for me. It was waiting for me.
In that moment, it was great.
I opened the door, I get in, I said, I need you to take me to
Don't tell him your address, Geet. We can't.
I
leak
won't.
That.
Just I need you to take me home.
Yeah.
So he takes me home. 10 blocks. I get out. I got like 5 bills. I get out. I give him a 20, and he says, "Give me a 5 back." It's like,
Oh.
gives me a 5 back. I'm walking. I go to my gate, and I see. All of a sudden, I hear this, "Hey!" and like the red lights. He
Yeah.
backs up a little bit. So I go over to the window. I'm like, "Yeah," and he's like, "It's fake money. It's fake money." He's like, "It's fake money." He's got the light on it and stuff. And I'm like, "No, dude, that's cash." Like, what? It's like, had no idea what he was talking about. Totally forgot about rain.
Were you about to?
And
Were you
no,
about to?
I was a little bit.
And you received a real 5 for
Yeah, I got the real 5.
Oh, you got the real money back. So
I
you were
s-
up 5 on the camera.
Yeah, I'm 5 on the. So I said, okay, no, it's real. And I said, here, take this 20.
Yeah.
So he takks that 20. Now I go
is
back
the
to my
best
gate.
part.
As I'm opening the gate, I hear a little honk. Now I'm like, dude, don't be honking in my neighborhood. It's 12:30.
Yeah, you live in a predominantly white
Yeah, come on.
neighborhood. You gotta be careful. This is Manhattan Beach, right? You're like,
But
white
did
people
you
don't.
get another 5 back?
No, I didn't. I told him keep 5, keep 5.
Keep the fire. Keep the change this time.
No, I still have the 5 in my pocket.
Yeah.
So I go back and I go, what? He's all, this is fake. This is fake too. And I'm like, oh my God. Rain.
remember it.
So now I'm trying to explain to him, no, we have my friend Rain. We were making it rain. We were doing a karaoke contest. He's looking at me like, give me my. So I took it all out, Rich. It was like $5. I go, one of these is real.
Up next on Road Trippin'.
Nobody in our era would allow him to do what he does. He gets away with murder out there, and the way he kicks and he's physical.
I do want to ask you a question really quick. Geeter, you can be a part of this.
What are you holding, weirdo?
Oh, this is pooping.
The reindeer, yeah.
This is Randy the reindeer from Robert Ory.
Holiday.
What is
Lopez
This
is
is therapy, man. We need it for therapy. We need it for therapy.
there for therapy?
Yeah.
Therapy.
Sorry, I interrupted.
Big game. Who in today's game could last in your era? Your time?
That's a surprise. Like we don't let's go not top 7 player.
Okay, not top 7. So we take out LeBron, we take out those guys.
Take out the superstar.
Yeah, because even my thing with KD is like, look, KD as a matchup problem, but understand that like Larry Bird, Dr. J, all of these guys were having to, like, if you were going to be that guy, you had to be willing to fight, right? Yeah. You had to be willing to like throw punches and fight at some point in time to prove to people. So it's like the rules for guys that aren't willing to fight are definitely shaded towards them.
They've changed. The rules have changed, and you used to could defend. That was legal years ago, for years, but you just couldn't extend it. But
I got a guy that you love.
The top
Klay
Thompson?
He could play.
Absolutely. I kind of consider him like the top 8, 9 though.
Yeah.
But Klay Thompson, Kawhi Leonard's in the top 7, but he could definitely do it.
He's on the lower of the top 7.
He could do it.
Yeah.
Do you think?
I think he's up there for MVP, right? Like him,
Yeah.
Giannis, like those guys are up there in the MVP. If he finishes number 1, given what he did last year, that's another time for a conversation.
Yeah.
But I think he would have probably the statistical like lead in winning the MVP.
I take a tough guy like Lillard up in Portland, tough as nails.
What about a
gonna play.
Kemba?
The Greek freak?
No, Kemba Walker.
Kemba Walker.
He's on the little side, man.
There's a lot of players that during my era would get exposed. Like their offensive prowess might not be as effective. But I think Kemba is tough.
Yeah.
I think he could play. He has the discipline. I think he could play in our era. That's a tough question, man. I have to see it.
You just sit and think.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying, because that's one of those things that if you, everyone knows the top 5
Well, and you
guys,
took
top 6
away
guys.
the top,
Well,
yeah.
but that's the thing. It's like who in it, like Klay's a great one, right? Klay's a great one because you're like, look, he plays on both ends of the floor. He has a unique skill set. He's got the prototypical size.
Doesn't need the ISO.
For his position. He doesn't dribble a lot, which,
Yes.
there was, like back in the day, it was the point guard set up the offense and then you ran the offense. There wasn't 2 guards and
No, it's
small
create your
forwards.
own.
Yeah, now it wasn't, I'm going to slice through a pick and roll and
Yeah.
dribble it back. No, so it was just a different game. But I think.
But I think a
Could
player.
Draymond?
Who?
Draymond?
Just your reaction.
Not with the personnel. I mean, we had Rodman. I don't think Draymond could handle Dennis Rodman. I really don't. I think he can play, but Dennis had that type of personality. But pound for pound, Dennis was the toughest guy I ever played against. I don't know. Draymond can shoot. He can play. I loved him at Michigan State. But with that personality and
Hold on, that would be one of the greatest matchups.
No, it
ever,
would not.
wouldn't
No,
it?
it
How fun would that be?
No, because you understand, Dennis Rodman was pulling
Dennis,
down
no.
25, 30 rebounds
would eat
in his
him up.
sleep.
But don't you think it'd be fun?
No, it would be fun
For
to
us,
see.
I'm
But it
saying,
would be
yeah.
fun to see. But if he was pulling down 25, 30 rebounds, like in his sleep and
Dennis
defending
Hall
and
of
doing that stuff.
plus
like,
all the personality that Draymond brings to the green,
That's what
they
it
would
would
eat
be,
that up.
yeah.
Oh, that would be exposed.
It'd be like McGregor.
yeah. It
Floyd, right?
That would not go as well. And I'm a firm believer in Draymond and him overachieving for his ability. But understand, when you have him overachieving and then you get another guy that has double the talent that's trying to overachieve, then he gets lost in the fold.
Nobody in our era would allow him to do what he does.
Yeah.
He gets away with murder out there, and the way he kicks and he's physical. That wouldn't happen with Dennis. I'm telling you, Dennis would eat him alive.
Because you could fight and it would be a technical. So, like, understand that. And I'm not saying Draymond can't fight, but it would be a fight. And so some of those antics that make him effective today would be taken away.
I give you Charles Oakley.
Oh, yeah, no.
I give you Anthony Mason.
Oh, yeah,
okay.
Oh, those names are.
Come
those
on.
guys
I was
like
going to say,
fight.
what guys of today would last under the,
Well, okay, so am I included in today? No, I'm not. It was a joke, Allie. It was a joke. I'm
I was
retired.
going to say.
Well, it was only 15
Edit.
minutes ago. Jeez.
As basketball people,
Okay, I
aren't you
enjoy
guys
that
all excited
conversation.
about the Jordan 30 for 30?
Yeah, and
Yeah,
coming
we
out
talked about
in
it.
2030. Yeah, that's all.
20.
I was like, wait,
20.
2020? I'm like,
2020.
wait, what?
Yeah,
Yeah,
they
it's
came
like a
out with
tease.
the behind the
You talked
scenes
about that, MJ.
for
Yeah.
everything.
Yes, about
It
last
looks
night.
amazing, but how do you tease it in 2017?
What's
saying
going to
Because
change between
it's
now and then?
MJ.
That's a whole
exactly.
nother
Why
year,
not
yeah.
come out? Why not come out like in the summer or like the start during the postseason?
You act like you're surprised by that.
They got
No,
you,
but
though.
I haven't seen a lot.
Isn't that like Game of Thrones? They have a finale and then the next one's in 2 years?
No, but this is the thing. We haven't seen this, and now they're teasing it today for a full year and change. They said 2020. That could be June of 2020. We don't know.
Or December. who knows?
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. We don't know.
Finals time.
All right, this has been great. Big Game is
Has
on
it,
an
though?
off day.
James, we appreciate it.
The
Yeah.
wine. You know, when
He's
you say
gotta
you have the
chill.
wine,
That's
We
how we
got you
get
a great
people.
gift. But let's close out with some rapid fire, just like we did with Big Game with you, Geeter. I think this could be really interesting.
Let's go, Geet.
Are you ready?
Oh,
Why are you
my
playing?
Do you need your therapy
No,
dog?
it's okay, go ahead.
Okay. Or reindeer. All right, Geeter. Texting or talking? What do you prefer?
I prefer calling, but I text instead. Because nobody likes to talk anymore.
Cake
But you asked
or-
me what I prefer.
Actually, Geeter calls me all the time.
Yeah,
We
he
do
does, he
talk.
does. Yeah. Me and Geeter were doing conversations during
Cake
the
or
finals.
pie? Cake or pie?
Oh, is it mud pie?
Just cake or pie.
Cake or pie?
Mud pie. Pie.
Radio or playlist? Do you listen to
car.
radio?
Playlist.
Playlist. Would you rather climb a mountain or jump from a plane?
Oh! Can you jump off the mountain into the ocean?
Just answer the question.
All right, I'd rather jump out of a plane.
Okay.
Let's do it together. I've never done it before.
That's yeah.
I got kids now. Kids.
Kobe or LeBron?
Now, why you gotta do that? I'm Kobe. Kobe. I covered it my whole
Hamburger
career.
or taco? Taco.
Oh, taco.
Taco Tuesdays.
These are tough.
Scotch or bourbon? No.
Scotch.
Oh, okay. Pancake or waffle?
Everyone is not like everyone is not
Basically the
like
same, basically.
Crispy waffle.
crispy waffle. A good crispy waffle.
You are
It's tough to
so
beat.
extra.
Yeah.
Salt and vinegar or sour cream and onion?
Sour cream and onion.
Chargers or Rams? Ooh.
Why you taking a question? What's up with
No,
this?
that
Why
was
you
all.
got-
These were for him. We didn't know you were going to
You know
be
what?
here. You understand the clip is that it's going to be.
Can I
fast.
explain this?
No, you
How many
cannot.
times do you drive to San Diego in the last
I
5
know.
years?
We got separated. We divorced.
You divorced.
Ooh.
You divorced.
Yes,
Chargers.
really
but
quick.
it was very amicable. We're fine.
Who?
We get along. Chargers.
Okay, but you're a
I
Rams
still
guy.
love them.
You're a Rams guy.
I'm Rams now.
Okay,
You know,
fair. We have a
Donkey.
reason. Yeah.
We have a reason.
Geeter, if there's a spider in your house, do you kill it or set it free?
Kill it. Kill it. I was taught that from my mother, Lillian, from a young age. And I will tell you a quick story because I know we're in a hurry. When I was teaching PE, we were on the track, and a third grade kid one time, I'll never forget, I was a young guy teaching PE, and the kid's like, spider! And it was this huge, gnarly spider, and I went, and I crushed it. And I'm like, whoo! And the kids were like, no, you can't touch a spider nowadays. So like later I get a call in from the head school, Hope Boyd, wonderful woman, calls me and she goes, you killing spiders out there? What was happening? I go,
Yeah.
Hope, I was taught as a young kid from my mom.
Yeah.
When you see a big spider, you kill it. And she goes, enough.
Enough to keep it.
Good answer.
The
So
fact
yeah,
that you had
I
to answer
kill
the
it.
question.
I kill him in the
Go
house.
the next one. Go the next
Pineapple
one.
on
These are supposed to be
pizza,
like
yes or
These are supposed to be
no?
quick hitters.
Yes. Pineapple on
Yes.
pizza. I'm good.
Is
my
cereal
God.
a soup?
No.
Thank you. Sour Patch Kids or Swedish Fish?
Swedish fish.
If there is a hair in your food at a restaurant, do you return it?
Well, I'm going to eat a lot of it and then return it and get it for free and then maybe order something else.
Eat around it? You gonna eat around it?
Around
But
it.
yeah, for sure. Again, yeah. Are you
Make a
kidding me?
moat around
In
it.
college, I used to put hairs in it at the end and be like, what's up, Bobby?
Like, yo, what is this? Like, yo,
Yeah,
this is
you
your
kidding me?
hair.
We used to do that to
How do you know
Sizzler
it's
all
my
the
hair? It's like
No, we did it.
I can see the food
Richard.
in your.
We used to do that to Sizzler and Olive Garden.
Cardio or weights? Yoga.
Soho yoga. No, but if you're making me choose, weights, way more fun.
That's another edition of Road Trippin.
Road tripping.
Road tripping.
We be tripping.
There we go. That's it.